Good afternoon. I'm Kimberly Edwards with cookingwithkimberly.com. Today I was wandering around in my backyard and saw that our rhubarb bush is out of control. There's so much rhubarb on it. I chopped a bunch off. I have a whole sink full of it, and this is only a couple of it. That's what it looks like when you chop it off and take the leaf off. They're green, red, and pink-ish tones. There's so much of it out there, that was just a fraction of it. So I really need to get cracking with some rhubarb recipes for you. I'm also going to show you how to store it at some point in a blog post. So what I have here, I'm going to make rhubarb poppy seed yogurt muffins. I wanted to make some kind of treat today. It's a Saturday, and I also wanted it to be somewhat healthy. I'm working to try and make it a little more healthy. So what I have here is about 1 3/4 cups of rhubarb, just sliced. I've finely sliced it, as you can see. And I've added about 1.5 tablespoons of poppy seeds. Now, I'm also going to be using lemon in this recipe. Lemon is tangy, as we know. It's not very sweet. The same goes for rhubarb. When you use rhubarb, you're going to have to probably use a lot of sugar to make this taste really, really good. So I figured that the poppy seeds not only would look nice and they'd be a little bit crunchy and they'd be scattered throughout these beautiful muffins, but it would also provide the same kind of idea that a lemon poppy seed, a classic lemon poppy seed loaf or muffins, cookies or something like that would come up with. So I have the rhubarb, the poppy seed. I have 1 cup of plain yogurt. I use Balkan style. And you're just going to get that in here. Grab this spatula. Make sure you get all that goodness out. Now, this is kind of a thicker yogurt. It's plain. It has no flavor other than just yogurt, dairy-ish flavor. Okay. And I'm going to use about 2 tablespoons of table cream. You can use half and half. You can use whipping cream. You can use whatever cream you've got in your fridge. I just happen to have this today. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 count is about 1 tablespoon if you do it properly. This is all going to be mixed up here together. The yogurt, the cream, the rhubarb, and the poppy seeds. I'm just evenly distributing it so that everything is coated properly. Okay. And that looks really pretty all by itself. I'm excited. That's what it looks like. Voila! See how pretty the poppy seeds look in there? And the rhubarb looks really nice. Okay, I want tiny-ish chunks of rhubarb. You could dice it if you wanted to, but I just sliced it very thinly. You don't want big chunks. You want it to cook very quickly, bake really quickly in the oven. So now, that's 1 bowl. My bowl's here. I'm leaving it here. I'm going to take you with me. I'm going to go blend up my other ingredients. Okay, come with me. All right, I've already preheated the oven to 400 degrees. This is pretty quick to mix up. So here we go. I'm going to show you. It's going to be a little bit loud. Just stick with me. You'll be okay. All right, so I am going to put in this bowl, I have 1.5 cups of brown sugar. Okay, it's already measured out. Bam, into there. Okay. I have 1/4 cup of peanut oil today. You could use vegetable, you could use canola oil. It really doesn't matter as long as it's an oil that will go with your dessert sweet type thing. I have real vanilla extract here, people. Please use real vanilla extract. Use 1 teaspoon. You can use 2 if you like, but I think it's kind of overkill, especially if you're using a very good high quality vanilla extract. Okay. And 1 egg. Now this is just a big mixing bowl again. It's flat-sided though. It's not rounded, so it's easier for me to mix with a hand mixer. And 1 egg. Make sure there's no shells in there. Okay guys, so now what I'm going to do is beat this up, and it's going to be kind of loud. I'm using a hand mixer just to speed up the process for you guys. You can whip it up by hand if you want to. It's kind of a lot of work. Just bust this out and do it. It'll be really fast. I'm going to hurry for you. So just mix that all up. Till it's evenly combined. You'll see the sugar starting to dissolve. there's my dogs. Perfect timing with the blender. It's already loud. They enjoy Saturday afternoons as they can see all kinds of people walking by, and they get to bark at little animals and birds. I'm just beating this up. It's going to lighten in texture. It's going to become slightly fluffy. You're going to see that it's almost gets a little bit creamy. I'll show you what it really looks like when I'm done here. You also want to make sure that you don't have any big chunks of brown sugar, which looks like I kind of have a couple pieces, so I'm just breaking those up. Turn it up. Okay, that looks pretty good. Just get rid of these. You can share these with your favorite people in the house if you want. Okay. Okay. What I've also done is, since I have my oven preheating, the stovetop is warm. I have a ceramic flat top, right? So I've put the butter that I need to melt in a small bowl, and I just left it on top of the stove. I have a little warming zone too. I don't know if you guys have that, but you can do that. Just melt it instead of having to put it in the microwave. But you can always zap it in the microwave for a couple seconds if you want. Otherwise, I just leave it there. It's already melted for me. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this mixture back over to my big bowl. And you're coming with me, so sit tight. All right. Okay. So I have this beautiful brown sugar, caramely looking fluffy stuff here. And that is going to get put right into the bowl with my rhubarb and the yogurt. And you're just going to take a spatula, okay, and dump it in. Make sure you get everything out. Okay. It's funny, I don't eat a lot of sweets, but I really enjoy baking and making them for other people. I'll have a little kind of a taste testy, and then I'm satisfied. I just want to make something lovely and use up great ingredients and put smiles on people's faces for things that they typically wouldn't make themselves at home. It's always nice to get a food present, at least to me. Okay, so I pretty much have all that in there. Try and make sure you get all that yummy, gooey goodness in there. Okay. And we're just going to stir that all together. Mix that all in till it's evenly combined. I wouldn't overmix, just kind of make sure it's all nice and together. Okay. Next, you're probably thinking, geez, we need some dry ingredients. What's going on here, Kim? Well, that's all fine and dandy. We have all my wet ingredients here. Hold on, sit tight 1 second. Okay. Next step, set this aside yet again. In a bowl. Where is my bowl? I might need a bigger bowl. Give me 1 second. Okay, you know what? We're just going to sift it right into there because it doesn't really matter. Back to the big bowl. I have a colander or a sifter that I use. It's just a strainer. And I'm going to sift in our dry ingredients, okay? Didn't I just dump that in there? Oh, right. So I'm looking at putting in 2.5 cups of flour. Now I have just all-purpose flour, and I'm going to sift in 2.5 cups. Sifting just ensures that you have no lumps in your ingredients you're adding, and also provides you with a lighter texture of whatever you're baking, your bread or your cake or your whatever. Okay, so basically you're just going to put it in the strainer and you're just going to shake it like this into the bowl, okay, till it all comes out. That ensures there's no big lumps, there's no weird objects that shouldn't be in there. There we go. I'm also going to sift in my baking soda, my salt, and my baking powder for the exact same reasons. Okay, so baking soda, I need a teaspoon of baking soda and a teaspoon of baking powder. Easy peasy, guys. It's usually always in your pantry. Well, I guess I should have sifted it, but that looked pretty good. Sorry, guys. And that's what happens in your home kitchen. That's what's up. All right. I'm going to sift that. Sift that in. And as well as a little bit of salt. I'm going to use only a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, just because I like to really cut back on it. You may use up to a 1/2 teaspoon if you so desire. My butter that I'm using is actually salted butter. They often say use unsalted, but that's what I have on hand today. So I can actually cut down the salt content that I'm adding because there's that extra salt there that I'm probably looking for. Okay, so that's that. Now I've just added this in here, and now I'm going to combine it with the wet ingredients. Okay, you want to make sure that everything is coated, everything is mixed, there's no lumps, everything is evenly distributed. Not rocket science, guys. Okay, I hear my butter bubbling. I'm going to take it off of here. Boys, there we go. This looks like a nice batter. Okay. It looks to me like it is slightly, just ever so slightly dry and lumpy. A little bit too dry for me. I'm just going to add a tiny bit more of cream, just to loosen it up slightly, and we'll see how we're going. You never know with your ingredients that day, guys. You just have to kind of wing it. You have to kind of have an instinct in the kitchen, which is hopefully what I'm trying to teach you guys to do. See, that looks a little better already. I like that much better. And I might even just add a little hint more. Bam. Okay. Mix that all in. It's a beautiful color. It looks like a nice, like a mochaccino color. Okay. Now quickly, I am going to make a topping for these. The topping,